round kicking off here, and we got that Sinatra on Phoenix. Don't worry, that's going to be something we're going to be seeing a lot of, and that's going to enable all these aggressions that I think that Sentinels desperately need to prevent C9 from playing in C9's comfort zone. C9 want to slow things down. That's the story we were told in that last game of Split. So we'll see if that's going to be the case here as Sentinels start off on the defense and C9 are on that offense, and indeed that Reyna is in play as well.
You wanted to see Reyna, you got Reyna. TENZ, the only player in this North American tournament to play this agent. It's a good agent, but it is, as it has been noted, a selfish one. The Leers are good for your team, but they're easily dispelled quickly. Like if they push aside, you could shoot that thing relatively quickly. But the way that TENZ plays, he likes to go and get that added information, give himself the overheal, any advantage he can. So right now, some information just trying to be grabbed on both sides to see where the play is going to be.
Yeah, so Sentinels have the tripwire from Dapper in hookah, and Dapper's playing a pixel angle that if he spots anything, Sinatra then flashes and they'd swing it together. So that's their B setup here.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's super important. Force out the trip, and that's causing problems. That's causing movement there on the long position. We see that Sinatra is going to just sit here. He's got Dapper onto that ultimate orb, and they're just going to hang out in this position and give up hookah at this point. They have no other option.
But think about how much the Sova gave Cloud9. And this is going to be the same thing that they do before. Oh, they actually swung the other way, and he's going to jump onto the site. They only have a few seconds to work with now, but they're getting a little indecisive. They need to get on this one and make this play happen as fast as possible, but they don't have the opening, and that is going to be Sentinels getting this first round win because they could not get the spike down. They waited for the last 15 seconds to make a play. They did that before, and I fear it might be a bit too readable this time.
Yeah, and we can talk about that just for a moment because you brought up that point about playing this really slow style, and people from the Counter-Strike world will understand this as something that Na'Vi popularized in for a very long time, and it's a style of play that against inexperienced teams or teams that really don't know how to hold their nerve, when you basically just suck the information dry, the other team doesn't know what you're doing, and if you want to find out what they're doing and you make an information play, they're probably sitting there waiting for it, and you can just lose the round. So you kind of have to just sweat it out. And speaking of sweating it out, it looks like TENZ is going to take down Sinatra with that Sheriff instantly when, as we saw, presumably there was TENZ was playing anti-flash and dodged the flash of Sinatra and then just shot him straight in the face.
Love to see it. The Cyber Cage is going to be blown up now. More of this utility is going to be used as TENZ gets in. I actually like the fact that he shifted over toward the Sheriff to play the angle because his taps are so nasty. If he does manage to get on, he'll worry about that a little bit later. They do have the Leer to try and take this. At least one Leer left in the bank, but they have gotten another smoke out of this. Now Shazam with the angle on the Bulldog. Creeps around the corner. He's going to catch a few of these players here on short A, a bit unawares. He'll drop back and he'll be perfectly fine. Sick, though, is going to pay for that as he tried to get a little aggressive and peek around that corner. Shazam, though, will find yet another target, and that target is going to be TENZ. But they're going to go for the TP play again as B is completely exposed. But Zoms, he's there to meet them, and he tosses that Molly down, giving them no room to work with there. And no, there it is, the cleanup from Dapper.
It was so funny that was the molly on the fly, but it actually forced them into the tripwire, which really screwed things up for them there.
Oh yeah.
But you can already begin to see that this story of trying to play at a very slow pace has been set by C9. Now sure, it is a fine line between this being something that you create your own mistakes and put yourself in a position where you're against the clock, and that can be hard. But it also can encourage mistakes from the other team if they don't know how to play against that. Sentinels prove that they do know how to play against it, but it's still hard, again, to deal with it because you're really starved of info and you don't really know what the other team is doing. Now, as we move into these buy rounds, I would expect that C9 are going to hit some really fast timings to mix it up to try to catch Sentinels off guard. But here is that initial bathrooms exchange. Expect to see that smoke from Zoms pretty continuously throughout this half.
Sentinels running a traditional comp, what you would normally expect to see from them on this map. Instead of the Omen having the paranoia, Zoms likes to bring out that Brimstone. Orbital Strike, it's nothing to fear. Or nothing to laugh at, and I should also say that Molly too. Lots of stall, which when you think about how Cloud9 are playing, and even what happened in that last anti-eco round, Molly causes problems, lots of distractions.
Yeah, Brim is just so good.
Yeah, he's still good. Even though Omen checks a lot of boxes, Brim is
Yeah.
still a great agent.
For sure, and you know they have the flashes on their Phoenix, and so you're not really missing out on the flashes. Now we have this presence on A once again, and ooh, Relics actually catches the swing from Zoms there, but they may not realize how many other players are from the bathroom's position. There's quite a few here for the Sentinels side, and there is the camera. He's not gonna hide it straight away there. Allows it to go down. Shazam from the elbow position. It's a very common spot for Shazam to play, and he needs to try to hang on to the back horse control for as long as he can so he can get teammates to flow through this position. Mitch gets the kill there, and that makes things difficult now on this retake.
Yeah, and then TENZ is going to be on the flank as well, so they have no idea that TENZ is there. And even though Sick will get onto the site and they think that they're going to be good to go, the problem is that TENZ, he's creeping around in the back, finds one, gets the second as well, and a clutch play there for TENZ is going to give C9 their first.
And TENZ is so good at these spots where he, you know, the trigger discipline spots where he's able to do like 90-degree, 180-degree flicks. He'll try to get maximum information. Doesn't matter how hard the shots might be. He will just try to maximize the damage every single time. And so it's really cool to see. He gets the info on the play on the right, quick 90-degree flick, and he's nailed the second one as well. TENZ is so reliable in these spots, and that's a really big pickup as well. They don't let Sentinels get any economy control. Now they're on 2 Stingers, and knowing Sentinels, they probably want to make a play here.
Oh boy, Dapper's going to need to back away from this. Mitch, he smelled blood, and he went right for it. Gets the kill against Dapper. All that utility, also those cyber cages, not going to be a factor here. They're getting a lot out of this. The dark cover played here as well by the hookah doorway. TENZ punishes Shazam as he tried to get inside of this, and it's a clean one for Cloud9. TENZ, another kill despite Relics flying in the sky. Or actually, matter of fact, I should say that's about Mitch flying in the sky. There's Relics.
And one thing that's worth noting about this round is that Sentinels, obviously, you know, C9 will know what their money is because they can see it, and so they kind of understand the position Sentinels are in. Just as I said, you would expect that Sentinels would want to try to mitigate the fact that they don't have as much firepower by taking matters into their own hands and going aggressive, and they had to run it back and so on. But C9 has all that info, so Sentinels don't want to make plays like that necessarily, I think because C9 would definitely be set up to be expecting that. Yeah. So they want to pick a better moment to do it.
Yeah, they relish in those opportunities to abuse that kind of aggression.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Ooh, and this is a classic Sinatra play straight through the B-long telly to see what he can find here. Has to remove the tracking dart, which is annoying, but look at all this information. They're backing off. He spotted 2 players, though.
But Zoms does push out, gets the kill, is Relics instead, and then 6 so far up here. Ooh, I think he wanted to maybe play for the wall. It wasn't going to work out. Now Sinatra backing away. On that angle right on the window. He'll also have Dapper there to back him up. TENZ working on the outside, a clean shot. Look for the other one. Oh, there. Oh my goodness. I love that play so much. Because you get so afraid, you don't know like what's going to happen there, and then he swings, he gets all this info. That's why Reyna is really good, especially in the hands of TENZ.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think TENZ has definitely shown a lot of really awesome use cases for Arena. It fits the lineup really well, and one extra thing to note here as well is that in the play that Sinatra made where he goes through the B telly, and that allows Sick to push bathrooms with him. They also stack towards B, because you're thinking, oh, one of the B players is playing off of B because he made a telly play, so we want to go in towards B, but that's where Sentinels stack to everybody else as they get info towards A. So that's part of the idea of that kind of stuff.
Smoke's down.
Classic smoke play, but the B-long push comes in from Sentinels. This is the play they're making this round to get info. They might actually catch, oh, just barely missed TENZ there, but Dapper can wrap all the way around the back. There is an expectation here, and it looks like Cypher on Cypher action. That's going to be really annoying for Dapper. Probably did not expect someone to be coming from that angle at that time.
Not at all, and then you have Sick, who had to disengage from that right away. No choice but to play this garden. More activity going to be taking place over at Hookah. He's waiting to see, or hear, as a matter of fact, if these players are going to be dropping down. You'll get that cue, the sound cue for the sand. There it is. He's going to fly into this now. And Sinatra continues to be there. He swings it with the curveball. Sick does get the intel. Or matter of fact, Sick does get called out. But Shinobi doesn't land anything with that Hunter's Fury. And he's also going to be blocked off here, thus slowing things down. But they get a lot of information, which gives them some comfort and peace of mind to go over toward A, leaving Shinobi here to handle business by B for any of these rotators. Nice kill there from TENZ.
Yeah, that's the kill that actually really makes this doable here now for C9. Opening things up. The Hunter's Fury, though. Oh, does it find a finish? Oh, Shazam is very unfortunate not to capitalize fully there, but out goes the recon dot to try to get some info. Looks like it will pulse. I'm not sure if it actually caught anybody there.
He didn't.
The res goes through to Dapper as well. So numbers back in store here for Sentinels, although as they say that Shazam is found, but there is a trading kind. 3 versus 3 now on the retake. Sentinels in for this one.
Oh boy, and that's going to be, that was really unfortunate there. As that neural theft was going to be used, you would think that that could have been the opening opportunity for them. Sick is going to get dinked down to just 3 HP. Need to save the gun, get out of dodge, not worth it. Wait this one out, and yeah, just a great rotation from Cloud9. They ripped a lot of utility away from Sentinels and read that one like an open book, sent it over to A. And even staying alive there as Shazam was Hunter Fury state, they still managed to get so much out of that round.
Yeah, I was really impressed by the B defense and just the dynamic between Sick and Sinatra. They played really well off of each other and they understood the angles. Sick held on to belong really effectively, denied getting drone picked with the Hunter's Fury. At the same time, he killed the Rays flying in, Mitch with that ultimate, and so Sinatra didn't have to, flash to it. It's just a great display of trusting one another and understanding angles. But still, the rotation from C9. This is looking really dangerous, I have to say, Alex. C9 look like they're on another level.
Yeah, I don't know what happened from that Envy game to now, but I think it also just speaks volumes about these NA teams and how close they are currently. Because just when you think that one team has conquered the mountain, then you just get surprised and seeing just so much, so many new players just popping off when you want them to.
And some interesting information for Sentinels. They hit the drone through bathrooms, they challenged the smoke, and they cleared that with OMEN as well. So right now, the C9 have all the control. I don't know how long Sinatra can hold on to this position for. They're going to start spamming him, but here comes Sick actually to help him out. And Sick, he finds the timing. Will Sinatra swing in time? Just about gets out of there. Escapes actually with the Phantom as well. He's critically low, and the Sage is down, of course. And Zoms is still trying to hold on to A on U-Haul, but he is alone. He's so alone.
Pinned in the corner here at A-Lamps. Shinobi needs to watch this one out. Ooh, we'll back away there, and the camera is going to spot the location. I don't think they've handled that one yet. So Zoms knows he's not going to be alone here at the A site. Sinatra comes through for the rotation. Only at half health, healed himself with that Blaze Wall. By short A, you have TENZ who's creeping around here, and Sinatra could be a problem, but they don't want to reveal. Okay, so they do know exactly where Sinatra is here, and he's so low. Look for TENZ to be the one to try and handle that. Nice kill from Relics onto Zoms as Zoms tried to poke, get a little bit more information. Doesn't end up working out in his favor.
They handled the angles so well here, C9.
They give Sentinels nothing to work with.
Oh, absolutely. They're playing as low risk as possible with the way that they're taking positions. They didn't decide to take U-Haul control. They didn't need it. It's really smart stuff from C9, and I love that angle from Relics, and at least Sinatra in just a hopeless position, just trying to keep the Phantom that he saved alive. It will be a buy round next round for Sentinels, but C9 already up to 5-2 is a great scoreline, and it feels like the success isn't going to end anytime soon. Sentinels have struggled to show us any good looks in their buy rounds, actually.
I think it also comes to hookah as well. Like, they've been able to comfortably get in hookah so many times that Sentinels, when you think they'll be able to, I guess, burrow down and hold this area, they get pushed out so fast. Yep. And that's because TENZ and Mitch, like this tandem duo with the nades and the Lear just forcing them back.
Yeah, it's been really cool to watch, and are we going to get some classic Sinatra shenanigans here? There goes the flash. Oh, he actually gets 2. Oh, we can't quite finish it off. Another go at it, and it's going to work out for 1 kill at the least. And there's the wall there from Sick as he tries to hold on to this hookah position. As you were highlighting, it has been difficult for Sentinels so far, but this at least was a little bit better. But at the same time, going down 4 against 4 does favor the attackers.
But they at least read it. They knew that this was a problem that they had to try and stop, so they were just going to tackle this one, right? It did give them the intel, too, that they are continuing to put pressure on Hookah. So maybe that's something they could build off of in the next round, perhaps. But in any case, so we'll have to see how they play with that information. Still, though, the push is going to be coming through B. Sick, not quite revealed, as the drone does clear some information, giving Shinobi some free space to work with, but they don't really like what they're seeing here on B. 2 players are going to be trapped. The TP comes through. Shazam, oh, misses the shot. A rare instance there for Shazam as he backs away completely.
Oh, yeah, he's been having some trouble so far this series. He's going to need to come online, and there we go. Shazam takes down Vice. TENZ, though, is still alive. Uses that Reyna so effectively. Shazam now inside the dark cover with the operator. This will be difficult. The Brim ult there to deny the plant for now, at least, but Relix takes down Sick in the meantime. It's up to Shazam now to do more damage. Relix from the back, though, as is Zoms to take down Relix, and it's up to Shinobi now. Low HP, and Zoms is going to find it. So close there for Sentinels, and Shazam did just barely enough to keep them in it.
Well, he did that, but also the orbital strike, too. It delayed so much, didn't give them comfort for the post plan. They never had an opportunity to feel safe there, and credit goes to Zoms, because he also clutched out that round. It was getting really, really dangerous. 5 in a row that C9 picked up. Their economy was starting to hurt big time. Even now, look at the buys that they have, Sentinels. Like, it's not, they're not safe.
Yeah, it's always a bad feel when you when you win a round and you're like, oh, buy is still worse. That's great. But at least they saved the operator, and that'll go back into the hands of Shazam. We'll have to see if we get a different look from C9. They've, as you say, they've actually been winning the early pressure battles really often and very effectively around the map. So Shazam with a deep arrow here for Sinatra to play off of as well. Looking for that early information that is going to allow Sinatra to charge up that run it back. And Shazam's going to go deep here. And that's a good info play. But the pressure is in Hookah for now. And so C9 don't really mind that much that they've lost B long. They can always retake this. And Shazam's out there. Oh, this is
in no man's land, bro.
This is really important that Shazam can find value here.
He's going to get called out. He'll back away. Yeah, that's fine. But he plays this angle. They know exactly where he is, and he doesn't have much freedom to try and move around this. He's stuck inside of Garden, and the drone is looking to get some more information. Shinobi's doing a brilliant job of yanking intel here. And Prestate, though, Shazam on the cross is able to get the kill. Sinatra dies. Shazam's still going to be alive. That is going to be a problem. But Relix, he jiggled that, and then he ends up getting the kill. TENZ waiting up on top here. The spike in the hands of the Cyphers. It will be going down. And they're playing around all of these different perspectives because they know that they could be getting swung from elbow as well as from the defender doorway. Zoms is creeping around this elbow now. He needs to wait for his teammates if they try and go for this, but I don't know. They're so far out.
Yeah, it's one of those spots where they're happy to save 2 guns. Maybe Zoms can cause some damage. Maybe he'll get fed a kill. He can cause some problems. Maybe even commit some of them to die to the spike. There's a few different ways to find value in that way. And also, he can keep them on the site with that presence. And so it does actually allow a potential for his teammates to maybe get some exits elsewhere on the map, as you say, because he's cut off spawners a safe location. So they're going to have to go through either Hookah, Telly, or Long. And it looks like they're going for the super safe play, which is through the telly, and they're not even going to open the door, I don't think. So there you go, C9 with another round, and they're just playing this so well.
Very well.
When you lose both Shazam and Sinatra, it feels like the retake ability when there's no orbital strike remaining is very low. Like, you know, Sage Walls can be good, but I think Sick could use most of his utility at that point as well. So C9 doing everything right. TENZ, look at him go, 14 for 3. He's so good.
When the Reyna plays like that, I'm perfectly fine with Reyna.
Yeah.
It's only when you see Reyna bottom fragging, that's happened to me in a lot of my ranked games in the past, so that's why I'm always trepidatious about it. But hey, TENZ has been bringing it out more than, actually, he has been NA's Reyna in this competition.
No more charges left. Tripwire destroyed.
So they're going and contacting up short A, but we've seen how much they like to just go and send it through the telly. Spike is left towards B side, so it is a telly play, but Sick, he's managed to find... Oh! He gets 3 kills there. That's unreal from Sick. That's the kind of performance that they've been looking for.
Yeah, but because of that, look at the activity that has been pulled, and it's TENZ, the last player left on site. So despite the fact that it's a 1v3, and Dapper's going to get this kill here any second now, and there it is. It was a little scary, though. TENZ did turn around. Shinobi brought that spike over to the B site here. A 1v3 attempt is going to be quite challenging for him to do, but not the end of the world.
So this is absolutely winnable. He's already spent the recon dart just in case there was someone playing close to spawn, so that when he's planting the spike, he can feel actually safe and know how much time he has to reposition. And he does go for that reposition to back
heard the TP.
Oh, there's a swing. There's two players. Oh, he actually had a chance there because Sinatra had an ability out. So there was a chance, but it looks like Sentinels will pick up their 4th round. And it's crazy, Alex, because C9 just, it feels like Sentinels cannot live up to the level that C9 are at right now in this series, which is...
I can't believe those are words you said.
Exactly. What is happening?
This is crazy. But there have been those gaps of judgment, right? Like this play right here, I think was them being a bit overzealous. You're underestimating what Sick can do. We haven't talked about Sick in this series, but he has been like a star for Sentinels. That battle sage that we love to prop up. And it's reasons like that when he is so effective in a round that it gives Sentinels confidence to be able to come back in. C9 has to be careful not to bite too much there because players like Sick will make him pay.
Yeah, completely agree. He's one of the best sages in North America, just hands down. Oh, blind ult comes in from Shazam. He actually catches one player, so some good info there, catching them at around short B. It's a slower round though from C9 in terms of their defaulting. They threw a recon dart into bathrooms. Zomz did his typical smoke into bathrooms as well to deny information. And so C9, they're going to start taking hookah control and bathrooms very late after Sentinels have already spent their own utility to take those areas early. But now it doesn't matter because C9 are the next to get them.
Shazam with a kill off screen there onto Relics. He was on roam duty. Look at that spike, by the way. It's all the way back inside of the market. So this is not going to be the play quite yet. They're just going to wait this out. Shinobi will collect spike. They'll bring this back in. There goes another one of those Lears. And no one is going to be moving here. They're just hoping that they pull some activity around. Sova Dart that lands there might be enough to give them some pause, some caution. Shinobi lands a target there. That's one on elbow, a very common Hunter's Fury that works out from time to time. Now, they don't know where Sinatra is. Oh, my. Ward in. That was a shot. Oh, yeah, and you're happy about that one. And then Dapper, he cleans up with another one here. Shinobi's still going to be alive. TENZ was a problem, but problem solved. Sick manages to put an exclamation mark on that one, bringing Sentinels within 1, tying this game up right before the half. This is the last round. Sentinels, they have some ults to use as well as Cloud9. Let's see how they get creative potentially with that TP from Omen. That shot was stupid, by the way. That was just a stupid shot. That's just stupid. I'm sorry. It's just
like one bullet just straight in his brain. Just what is happening there? That is so awesome to see, though. And it's so needed too because it felt like, even though it's fairly telegraphed, it always feels like right now that C9 have a really solid chance of just accomplishing whatever they're trying to do. And credit to Shazam getting the early pick as well. And have to turn it around because of the arrow, and then comes the Lear. So Zomz has no ability to hold that position.
But he can stall. Oh, TENZ is playing so close to this.
And the problem is, too, at this timing, you don't know what this means. Like, seeing Reyna in bathrooms, are they trying to actually go here? Is this just like a fake out? It's hard to say, given the pacing from C9. It's been quite variable so far. It's a really cool camera, actually.
That camera. Bro, Sean, you watching, dude? That's a camera.
That's a very nice camera. How do you even get it up there?
Oh, hello. Oh, he still got the kill on Dapper, but Shazam trades instantly.
And it is more important at this stage of the round for Shazam to survive. So I guess that's one silver lining there for Sentinels. So taking down Sinatra towards the B side. He will get res, but it is, of course, a committed play towards the B side. There it is, the ult from Mitch to clear out some space. Sends it straight away and can't get through the choke point, and that's a spike down.
Yeah, but Relics was going to be behind them there, so they've actually won control of site, or so you thought, because Shazam stuffs Shinobi as soon as he tries to come out. The flash is going to be activated here in a moment's time, but Relics is not going to be exposed. Relics still going to be the only player left alive, and although he was a hero on Split, it ain't going to happen here. 6-6 as we switch sides now. Sentinels on the attack. Let's see what they could end up doing, but a good game for C9, but a better response, I feel, for Sentinels at the latter part of that half.
Yeah, definitely they managed to stabilize, and it did take a couple big individual performances. I think we looked to Sick and that 3K that he got with the Bulldog actually as well. So you have to be perfect, and they managed to scrape together some extra rounds. And if we understand as well that there was 2 freebies, well, not freebies, but they won the pistol, Sentinels did, and then they won the follow-up round as well, the anti-eco. So Sentinels are struggling. Even though they got the 6-6, C9 were playing better. So this is kind of scary for Sentinels fans. We'll see if they can find a success again in the pistol. I'm really curious what the defense is going to look like here with C9, especially with that Reyna.
Well, the favor is going to be here toward B long. Drone's out too, and TENZ is going to just show himself for a moment.
That peek is really important because you want to see what's behind the Owl drone. Sometimes there's nothing. Sometimes there could be 2 players, 1 player. You need to get that info.
Oh, but look at Hookah. Look at Hookah.
Careful now.
All right, and so OMEN was waiting for the paranoia. The Lear's going to come out too. Sinatra does manage to pick up 2 kills as he just flies out of Hookah. He's going to block him off too. Relics maybe could TP over, but you're asking for a lot if he does so. It appears that is actually going to be the case. Zom's a kill on Mitch inside of Hookah is going to stop any type of flank potential. Relics, he looked to just make a heroic play there on pistol. It didn't really pan out for him, leaving Shinobi to be the last man standing. And Sentinels, Sinatra's been quiet, but I do want to say that even though they were, like C9 were in control a lot, I feel like Sinatra was playing more of a, oddly enough, a support Phoenix throughout that defense. He wasn't really playing the aggressive plays that we would be used to him doing. And then he does something like that, and you're like, oh no, Sinatra's right back into the swing of things.
Yeah, it was very clear that he felt like he was going to get shot. Like his style can be a bit too obvious, and C9 been really good at punishing, so he didn't want to sort of bite off more than he could chew and make mistakes like that. And that was kind of crazy. The frenzy double is pretty insane, and that's to start Sentinels absolutely needed. However, they need to also convert here as well. It's so interesting as well in this matchup we don't see the double jet or even a jet combined. I like that. Oh, Sinatra caught in the crossfire. There goes the wall down as well. Dapper with a trade on device at the very least, and they've gained ground to get a spike down.
Managed to accomplish this. TENZ also is going to get swept up as a player comes through that cyber cage. Dapper's going to go for the swing, but Mitch, not a fan of that at all. Oh boy, Mitch is feeling himself here. He's also been a little quiet this game, but Zoms through the structure does manage to land him. Relics is going to be all out in the open here, looking to just try and break up a little bit of this vision as he drops that dark cover, is going to run into 1, but Zoms hits him right in the face.
All right, so we're going to go into the first gun round here for C9 and Sentinels on the second half, and I'm super curious as to what the look will be for C9, whether they'll start off things slow or if they're going to be looking to make some plays early on. And if they've done their research, their homework on Sentinels, there could very well be some things that they're looking to blow up, and this is the time to do it.
Yeah, Sinatra will go in for a hookah clear, 1 curveball in and then another curveball out, but he's been recently saving that. Maybe a Lear to just push them back from TENZ. He's going to go for the poke here. Oh my goodness, and then he gets out of dodge.
It's so insane. He didn't even buy full armor. TENZ actually bought the light armor in this round also. Started out with 25 instead of 50, and only 1 Lear as well, so he manages to keep it, I think. So that's not a bad start from TENZ. And it looks like Sentinels just want to commit onto the B side. I don't think that's a bad choice at all. Deep cage there. That will allow them to get closer in hookah possibly. And also bait out utility, bait out shots. Get more information. This is going to be tough though. Alex, this is very hard to break these positions. There's 3 players on the site ready for C9.
No rotations coming in for Cloud9 just yet, but there it is. Vice is going to be joining in on the action. Zoms, a kill onto TENZ. He was already going to be very weak, and then Zoms manages to find 2. Shinobi also weak in the back. Oh, 30 HP. Vice right outside. Around the corner is going to be Mitch inside of Hookah. Vice did get the tell that one player's inside of Metal. The spike also going to be played there as well. And Mitch has nothing to try and break into this site, so they're just going to have to do this just old-fashioned with guns. Vice gets one, but Dapper, he's too good. He won't get tricked out like that. But it was a good effort. Now Sentinels, they are going to go up by 3 here, that first buy round for C9. Costly, their economy, as you guys can see at home, in tatters. And Sentinels know this. They're going to take advantage.
Sentinels are also, they have the ultimate advantage. They're a bit closer to their most important ultimates, especially the ones like Run It Back and the ones that can initiate, as well as having the Orbital Strike online. The Reds is not far away. And in terms of the ults for C9, they don't really have much. So this should be around in this anti-eco. Sentinels win this favorably, as you'd expect. Sentinels are going to be they're going to have loads of options going into the buy round. So it would be nice to see if C9 can facilitate at least one ult pickup here and maybe a couple kills. So then actually rotating off of B completely here, just stacking the A side. I like this a lot. Sometimes you just have to take a guess.
Yeah. I did like that deep cover, deep dark cover that they sent out too, right? It disorients, like you would normally play that more like on your side, but they wanted to take space and then see what kind of utility, if they did commit to it, right? It didn't give them many open opportunities. Shinobi waits this one out. Here comes the push now. Sinatra, he was going to get paranoid instantly. A few kills are going to be traded. Vice lands those shots with the classic from the distance, and the shock dart does a decent amount of damage too. It's going to weaken the Sage, but the orbital strike is out, and I don't think it killed Relix. Relix is still going to be alive inside of there, but it ain't going to matter. And even though Zoms and Sinatra were very, very weak, they knew exactly where that last player was going to be.
Thank God for Zoms. That actually got way too scary.
It did.
The 2 players left alive for Sentinels were very, very weak indeed. And Zoms actually spent the orbital strike, right?
They invested an ult into an eco round.
Yes, and that's definitely not what you want to have happen. And given the amount of kills too, we can see that that's like pumped up C9's ultimates as well. They're pretty close to having their ults. They should be able to. They could potentially get one this round and so on and so forth. So it's definitely this. We could start to see a momentum shift if C9 can find a better approach. They're going for the heavy B split commit as well early on. There's no default here, and there's info for C9 on the defense. They've got bathrooms completely cleared.
Relix is going to drop back in the comfortable spot here. Here comes the curveball, but the paranoia is going to connect. So no one can see anything right now as they drop onto the site here. Shazam, though, does manage to get that first kill against TENZ as Sinatra gets on top of the metal there, and he's going to pay for that one. Relix with 3 kills. He's trying to bring this game back for C9. One player going to be hovering by long. What a crazy connection there. And then finally, the reign of Relix will come to an end as Sick is going to be the one to find that target. Now they can commit. They know exactly where all these players are going to be. They feel good about this, and they're going to send this one right over to A.
Oh, that's so annoying, the trip. Slowing them down just another half a second as they make their way forwards. And this is going to be quite difficult, actually, for C9 to try to find their way back in. And so there's already some noise made towards spawn. Mitch, I don't know that they know precisely where he is.
I think they do now.
But now they will, absolutely. And the Boombot should flush out Sick from his position. And Sick will be able to escape again, just juking and driving around these boxes, doing what he can to survive. Mitch can't connect against the jump. And now it surely is so difficult, Mitch. He's got a player behind him and in front of him. And he's just got this operator. He's got to be quick. And he is. Oh, is he going to go for a stick at least halfway? And he doesn't get the flick. It's so close there against Sick, but all these rounds of Sentinels are winning. It's just they're going down to the wire each and every time.
C9's playing them close, but look at that scoreboard, man. They've won 8 rounds in a row. They stabilize at the end of the half, bringing this one back in their favor, and on top of which have looked stellar on the attack thus far. It comes down to the wire for sure, but hey, all you see on the top of that screen is Sentinels are in the lead. They're happy about that.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely stabilizing, or more than stabilizing. It's going so well. But here we do have a bunch of ults available. We've got that rocket ready to go for C9, and also, you know, Reyna with the Empress also. And I wonder, you know, if C9 have any set pieces behind some of these ultimates that they want to bust out in a situation like this. It's been pretty interesting to see that C9 are just receiving Sentinels at this point, and they're not playing too hard for information necessarily. The previous gun round, we did see them go for the bathrooms control, but that's fairly standard. Other than that, they're sort of just waiting for Sentinels, and Sentinels have been going pretty hard into some of their set pieces, I have to say. These B splits, they've been really trying to force them.
And they've never really given Cloud9 a moment to breathe, and have met the aggression, or C9 have met the aggression with, you know, a few questionable results here. Perhaps they can find a way to slow this one down, get the advantage in their favor. Relic's going to be playing a different position here. I think they may, yeah, they saw that one.
You're dead.
So now just going to call it out as well with that run it back, setting it straight forwards to see what he can find. He's going to actually force them to use some cages. He's even going to take down Relics. That's a huge win for Sentinels off the back of the run it back.
They can comfortably push his site here, but TENZ, he has other plans. He's trying to hold him back. He's in Emperor State 2, so he will be overhealing as soon as the kills come in. They're waiting for it. They're waiting for it. Another kill there. Finally, Sinatra stuffs TENZ. Shazam is also going to be joining the fray as well, but the rotations need to come in quicker as Mitch has that showstopper. Maybe could try and end this, but I think they're also playing a little concerned because they've been going for that TP in the past, and that's what happened in that last round. Now Mitch has no other choice. He's only going to have this Bulldog here. Spike going down, and you have a lot of members of Sentinels that are going to be very, very healthy. This is looking like it could be match point for Sen.
Yes, very hard to make this work. The elevation from Sinatra there. They had every single choke point covered. 12 now for Sentinels, one away from tying up this series and forcing it to a third. I think it's fair to say that, you know, C9 have impressed us so immensely in this series. Even though they find themselves 6 rounds behind, I feel like we cannot count them out given the skill that is in their lineup. But I think that it's also fair to say that Sentinels, with this composition that they have, are finding more success in terms of having options to really have these successful site takes. So they've been going for more site take oriented styles as opposed to defaulting out and playing the information game as much.
And I think that's partly because of the fact that C9, they are now starting to turtle. They are, well, not now starting, but they have been turtling little by little as each round has gotten more and more desperate. Cloud9 take less and less risks. You know, safe plays like pushing showers is one thing, but beyond that, they haven't really done all that much. Now Mitch, though, he knows Zombs is going to be hanging out over here, and he wants to go in for this kill. But TENZ instead is going to pick this one up. Now Shinobi from the backfield. Oh, does not nail those shots. It is going to push back sick, though. And then Mitch responds, gets the kill, giving C9 a bit of an advantage here.
Oh, there's a showstopper. However, they just disappear from the short position, so there's nothing for it to connect with. But it does waste a lot of time, and they have spike control on the A site. So with that said, Shazam will pick off TENZ.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize the spike was there. That is huge.
And we have a push in bathrooms coming through as well. This is going to be interesting because I believe Sinatra's on the other side of it. And this 1v1 is really important. Sinatra, he is able to force some bullets out, and he's going to get the edge in the fight. The utility exchange here of both players. Neither player actually gets a kill out of that. That's kind of crazy. And the next action is going to be short here, of course, and it looks to be on a total lockdown. Sentinels, having lost that spike, that was just too much for them to handle. As the time ticks down, Sinatra is going to be forced to try to make something of this, but it's really inevitable, and Relics will take him down.
Not quite there yet, though, DDK. Not there. While C9 have been, I think that was a good response. I think TENZ getting the kill on from Heaven to Showers from Zombs, like they took the orbital strike out. And then Mitch also was able to answer back. Like those two interactions there, like that stopped everything. But how often is Sentinels going to get baited into that, right? I don't really see that happening all that much, especially with this advantage that they have on the scoreboard.
And we might get a change of pace here from Sentinels, just going hard into this B split. Hookah and B long take. We get an orbital strike on Garden instantly. There must have been an ice orb set up there as well. We'll have to see later on. TENZ is going to be trying to keep hold of this Hookah position. Spray down through the cage. That's very unfortunate for TENZ. Sig takes down Relics as well from the Garden position into B, and it's suddenly looking very, very bad for C9.
More damage is going to be outputted, but it is just going to be down to the only player remaining, and that is Mitch. 1v4. You got to make a play happen, but you're going to be blocked off by this cyber cage. Ladies and gentlemen, we could very well be going to a game 3 here, unless Mitch pulls off something spectacular. But boy, oh boy, it will be insane if he's able to do this. I do not foresee that happening. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to point this one out, as Mitch is just dancing around the corner, looking for an opening. But Sentinels know that they have this thing locked down. They have it won. They're just going to go for a few pre-fires. Now they have found where Mitch is going to be. He gets tagged up 49, and Sentinels win. We're going to a game 3.